Hey everybody, it's the Review Revolution, back at you again, looking at the next in the Hasbro Marvel Legends Blob series. We're going to take a look at a personal favorite of mine, the second that I was just so big on getting, the She-Hulk. Very cool. Certainly a figure that I've been wanting. I'm glad to have one for my collection finally. And a little piece of trivia for anyone who doesn't already know, or if you're a She-Hulk fan and haven't heard yet. 2010 marks the 30th anniversary of She-Hulk. Released back in 1980, we have had 30 years of the Jade Giant, or the Jade Giantess. Very cool. I love it. It's one of the things where, considering she's been around for 30 years, she's become such a huge part of the Marvel Universe. I enjoy all the stories she's in, particularly the Fantastic Four, because I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. So during the time that she was there, even though that she replaced the Thing, who was a personal favorite of mine, Fantastic Four still did great. The stories were still great, even with the She-Hulk in it. So, big thanks to Stan Lee. Big thanks to everyone behind the creation of She-Hulk. Keep it up, and guys, do a movie. But getting a look at the figure. Here we have the She-Hulk on the front. Have the 4 panels. Beautiful, beautiful character. Here her in all her, mostly her action moments. But pay attention, there is this one down here of her in her office with her hair tied back in her business suit or in her attorney's clothes, because of course Jennifer Walters, the alter ego, is a lawyer. So pay attention to that. The portrait at the top, very used portrait of She-Hulk. That's a beautiful portrait of She-Hulk. It's been used several times, and one we may see again, actually. Maybe. There we have the Marvel Legends logo on the back. One thing that I think is kind of funny, here it says She-Hulk upper torso, which I'm not 100% what I'm supposed to see there, but I'll keep looking. But no, upper torso. The other figures: Thor, Ultimate Wolverine, X3 Jean Grey, Yellow Jacket, Juggernaut, Quicksilver. And after this, we'll only have Zoran left, and we'll be able to put together a completed Blob. On her bio, which there's a beautiful picture of her. On her bio, it does say height 6'7", weight 650 pounds, real name Jennifer Walters, identity public, alias the Jade Giantess, there you go, affiliation Heroes for Hire, and the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers. So the affiliations aren't really saying what she's been affiliated with, I guess just what her current affiliations are. Power, superhuman strength, endurance, resistance to injury, possesses the ability to switch bodies, and unique multi-dimensional awareness. Okay, and not that last one was really necessary. The first one really says it all. For anyone who doesn't already know, Jennifer Walters graduated from UCLA School of Law, summa cum laude. During a visit with her cousin, Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, she was shot by criminals. She needed an emergency blood transfusion, and her cousin Bruce had no choice but to donate his blood in order to save her life. His radioactive blood mutated Jennifer into the green-skinned She-Hulk. Unlike her cousin, she has the ability to control her powers and is able to change from Jennifer to She-Hulk at will, whether fighting for justice or using her superhuman strength, whether fighting for justice by using her superhuman strength or by using her sharp intelligence and as a high-powered lawyer, the She-Hulk is a force to be reckoned with. I'll say. But that's just a quick look at her in pack. We'll take a moment, pop her open, have some fun. Be right back. Alright everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. You won't be disappointed. One of the first things that I do want to bring up is that when it comes to Marvel Legends, both with Hasbro and Toy Biz, female figures have been very hit and miss. More miss than hit, actually. So the She-Hulk great figure. Great figure. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful figure. One of the reasons for that being is that she's not a tiny character. She's not a small figure. She comes in at about, I would say, 7 inches or more. Right now, I mean, here's the Iron Man 2, the Mark 6, the Walmart exclusive. And when you stand him next to her, I mean, she definitely comes about an extra inch above, maybe even a little bit more. So, you know, Hasbro is not working with a smaller size character. They stay true to her scale and to her height in relation to the other characters. And because of that, they were able to go all out, and it is beautiful. Biggest problem I have with the figure, paint. With this line, with this wave, it's all about the paint. Taking a look, I mean, she looks beautiful. I mean, the colors, everything, very, very nice. But there isn't any highlights, there isn't any dry brushes, nothing that the natural light doesn't, you know, catch on its own. So, you know, the contours on the body, things like that, they don't pop. They don't come out nearly as well. So, not just on She-Hulk, but on the other figures, that's something that could have really been improved on. The other paint issue is that when you look at her torso here, you can kind of see that on the hinge, they didn't go back in and paint the inside of the hinge. You can actually see kind of the grain of the plastic showing through. Now, it may have worn out over time on its own, but that should not have stopped them from putting that in. You know, kind of covering it up and hiding it a bit. It's a minor thing, but it does kind of stand out when you know to look for it. And then lastly, on her hair, don't get me wrong, beautiful, beautiful sculpt on the hair, but for anyone who's seen She-Hulk, you know that in most cases, like Bruce Banner Hulk, she usually has black hair with green highlights. In this case, they've done a dark green with a lighter green, kind of pale green highlight. Again, it's easy to overlook. It's not something major, but just if you want to be nitpicking about it, yeah, if this had been darker hair, it would have been a little more true to the character. But other than that, we do have, or moving on to the articulation, the head does have the longer hair. Whoa, which her head popped right off. Okay, that was new. I didn't know it did that. So there's not really much in the way of a left or right. Not much of an up or down, unless you're going to pop the head off. The shoulder does come out and twist, kind of tight. Twist at the elbow with a hinge. Same thing on the wrist. Twist of the wrist with a hinge. She has the crunch. No twist at the waist, which, you know, keeping the sculpt as beautiful as it is, I don't mind at all. The legs do come out and out again. Double joint at the knee. Twist at the foot and a hinge. So, fairly well articulated. Not quite as much as with some Marvel Legend figures, but it's not missing anything that you know I would want to have in there. The sculpt on the figure is fantastic too. I mean, just to take a quick moment and let you see, I mean the fabric folds, you know, the biceps, the muscle tone, you know, the various assets on her. Really, really nice. And I just think a little dry brushing or just a little highlight could have really, really taken this figure to the next level. As it stands, it's certainly one of my favorite Marvel Legend characters. I would say if I gave Power Girl from the DC Universe a 10, I can't give She-Hulk any less. Despite all the things that I would have liked for her to have, I still think she deserves a 10. She's still by far one of the best Marvel Legend figures you'll probably ever get. Now, she does come with the upper torso, which must have been what the box was trying to tell me. This is the upper torso they were talking about on She-Hulk, the Blob. After this, we've got one other figure left to go, and then we'll have Blob put together. But for now, this has been the Review Revolution. If I can talk and stop popping up heads. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. See you soon. Bye-bye.